The Arizona Diamondbacks are World Series bound for the second year in a row, taking on the Los Angeles Angels, and their ace, Chris Medlin, will be taking the mound versus David Price, our ace, in the battle of two more of the more elite pitchers in the game today. So, the A's and the A's, well, the logos that are A's anyway. I'm going to kind of ramble in this anyway because, well, I'm not exactly sober, so I might go off on a tangent at random points here. But we're in the World Series, and I got to get this commentary done today, so if you don't like it, go away. I really don't care. The Angels are going to throw out this lineup: Eric Ibar, Brandon Phillips, Mike Trout, Cole Calhoun, Brennan Bosch, Martin Prado, former Diamondback Chevy Clark, Dookie, and Chris Medlin in the 9-hole. On the mound today for the Diamondbacks is the lefty David Price, pitched to a 1-0 record through 11 innings, 15 strikeouts, no walks, only 8 hits allowed. 3.27 ERA though, so it looks like when he is giving up base runners, they're scoring. He's got an 0-2 count now, and he's going to drop that one beautifully in the zone. Beautiful location on the curveball for strike 3. Mike Trout's going to get this one thrown pretty much in his hot zone, but he cannot connect with that one as he swings right through it. And David Price is through the first with 2 strikeouts. Joe Madden in his second World Series appearance is throwing out Hayward, Montero, Goldschmidt, Myers, Aoki, Machado, Rendon, and David Wright. Now these lineups are reflecting World Series and other round of the playoff performances, as David Wright's been underperforming throughout the last 2 rounds of the playoffs, although he wasn't impressive in the NLDS either. Chris Medlin's pitched in 4 games, 3-1 record with a 2.32 ERA, 3 walks, 23 strikeouts, only 22 hits allowed. So it's pretty good numbers. Before they even field, they're making a defensive replacement at first base. I thought that was very strange that they would already do that. So Chevy Clark will not be in the lineup. Jason Hayward, our leadoff man, pretty much throughout the playoffs, as Norichika Aoki has been underperforming terribly. So we're playing a little small ball here after they walk Jason Hayward. He is going to snag second, and then Miguel Montero is going to drop down a bunt. And Miguel Montero, despite having no speed, lays the punt down so well that he ends up beating out the throw. So Paul Goldschmidt's at bat now with an 0-1 count. All he's got to do is put a ball in play. He does. It's a double play, and he can't beat it out, but the run does come home. He won't get an RBI because it was a double play, but we have the first run of the game. David Price is in the top of the second inning, and this ball is going deep out to the track. Jason Hayward's going to catch it, though, on the run. A long run, but he makes it nonetheless. And then the next batter is going to strike out looking right over the middle of the plate. Brennan Bosch fooled by the fastball right down the middle right there, even though he probably should have swung at it. Norichika Aoki is at bat, and he is going to draw a walk off of Chris Medlin. So despite only having walked 3 people in 4 games, he's walked 2 tonight. He's going to get a strikeout call here on a pitch on the inside corner. Anthony Rendon is going to ground this one into the 3.5 hole. It's going to be a double play, but errantly thrown, and Rendon is somehow tagged out at second. I don't know what happened there exactly, but he's not on base anymore. So David Price is not starting off this inning well, as he's giving up a ball hit into the gap, but not for a double, as Hayward cuts it off with his great speed and elite arm strength. Then the next batter is going to ground it into the 3.5 hole. The Tony Gwynn spot, as it's more well known. And so there's runners on first and second with 1 out. David Price is going to allow another hit, and this one is going to score a run. Probably could have scored 2 if Hayward wasn't patrolling center. I understand that he's not an actual center fielder, as I've gotten a couple comments regarding that. But the game lists him as a center fielder, and it was before his move back to right field. As you can see, they're going to go for a sac fly here, and the throw's just off, otherwise it would have got him. But I've seen a couple comments about how Jason Hayward's actually a right fielder, and I'm playing him out of position. Well, the game lists him as a center fielder, so he's going to play better in center field than if you play him out of position in right field. It's just the way that MLB The Show works. David Wright's continuing his poor postseason performance by striking out, and David Price is continuing his poor postseason performance by allowing a ball to be hit all the way to the right field corner. Has to play it off the carom, and a really bad throw. Should have got the runner over to third, but he stays at second. And so David Price has no outs and has a runner on second, and this one's going to be hit out to right field. Myers comes up throwing, and the runner's going to be held at third. Another instant pitch after that. This one's going to be taken all the way out to right field, and no one can quite get to that in time. I don't know why Myers started running the wrong way, but it's a ground rule double and a run scores. Runners on second and third now. Myers has to run all the way out to almost the warning track, so he can't get the runner out at home. And it's David Price, 4th earned run of the game. And we have quite a hole to get dug out of now as Paul Goldschmidt's at bat, striking out. So a lot of impatience at the plate today. Chris Medlin was dealing. He was walking a lot, yes, but he also has like 5 strikeouts up to this point, at least 4. It's probably 5. And then Price is still on the mound in the 5th inning, getting a strikeout, trying to get him through 5 at least before he comes up to bat, which will be soon because I believe David Wright's at bat right now, and he is going to lash this one out to right field, or left field. What the hell am I saying right field for? I don't know. This one's over the wall and gone. So David Wright trying to get back some of the deficit. Hits a ball deep out to left field right there, and it gets over the wall. The outfielder could not climb the fence to get to that ball, so Chris Medlin will end up paying the consequence for his pitch that he left in the zone, as that one's taken out of the park, and it's a 4-2 lead now for the Diamondbacks as they're trying to cut into this one. Although it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world when a man like Chris Medlin is on the mound. So, Juan Francisco here pinch hits in the pitcher spot. David Price was not going to be batting, especially considering his poor mound performance today. And Juan Francisco draws a walk here. Has been struggling this postseason off the bench. Cannot provide us an offensive spark, but he walks right there. And then Hayward walks. That's, I believe, the 4th walk for Medlin today. And then Miguel Montero's up to bat, and this one's going to be in the dirt. And the runners reacted super late, and now they're caught in a rundown, and the Martin Prado plays third base terribly, but ends up getting the out of second anyway. Anthony Desclafani comes out, a rotation man for half of the year, is now coming out of the bullpen as he was not good enough to quite crack our postseason rotation. Although our postseason pitching has been good overall, and here's a nice line drive that could have been a double play if it would react quicker. The runner was a little bit off, and Rendon didn't throw it right away. But he gets a strikeout here, and that gets him out of the inning without giving up any additional runs. Paul Goldschmidt's at bat here, and he's going to lash this one down the first base line. So the tying run will be coming to the plate in the form of Will Myers, who was second in the National League in RBI, but he is going to do pretty much nothing with this, as it's a ground out to first. It does advance Goldschmidt, yes, but we would have rather had the extra out, I guess lack of anyway, because Norichika Aoki will take this back to the warning track, but just to the warning track, as it's caught. 6th inning recap here. Tony Cruz, lucky you made that defensive replacement, as he's got 2 hits tonight. Chris Medlin, 2 earned runs, 4 walks, 6 strikeouts it looks like. Can't quite see that. Again, Sony Vegas preview screen's been screwing up lately. I think I need to upgrade here soon. But who has $500, right? Anyway, I believe Desclafani's still out on the mound as this one's taken all the way out to center field. And Hayward's going to cut it off and limit the runner to a double. And then there's going to be this fly out to end the inning. So they don't get anything more, but they still have the lead, which is all that really matters. Rendon swings right through a changeup that breaks at the right time. Desclafani's last inning on the mound, I believe this is the top of the 8th or 9th, and Manny Machado just stands still for some reason, even though he was moving left when being controlled. Desclafani's going to get out of it, though, as Prado strikes out, and the inning would be over after another simple ground out. They bring in another pitcher finally. It's going to be Cardinals farmhand Carlos Martinez, as he's been a pretty valuable setup man to the Angels in recent years. Throughout this franchise, that is. Anyway, Jason Hayward strikes out, swinging through heat right there, and then Paul Goldschmidt's going to take this one high out to deep left field, but on the run, Brennan Bosch, I believe, playing left field, catches that. Matt Stites is going to come in. I had to speed up that graphic because I skipped it when it came up on the game, so there's not a lot to show of it. Anyway, he's going to allow a single on his very first pitch, and then the next batter is going to strike out on the slurve. Ronnie Sedano, I believe that is, pinch hitting. And then a couple batters later, this one's going to be taken out to left field. Hayward puts up his glove, but can't catch it, and the game froze right there. I had to cut out like a whole minute. but run scores on the RBI double. So it's a 5-2 game now, looking even more unlikely as closer in his fall from grace in real life has been strong in this game, as he has given up no earned runs throughout the postseason. Ernesto Frieri is on the mound, and he's going to allow a deep fly ball, but that's all it's going to be, as that's the first out of the inning. And he's going to get the last out of the inning as well on this strikeout on the high heat. Manny Machado goes down. Box score is in a really different form this game, because I realized after I played this that I forgot to show the box score, so it's going to be the in-menu box score, unfortunately. I'm sorry that I had to show you that. I don't know if some people like that better because it shows all the batting stats at the same time, but it's just the way it had to be given the circumstances. Apologize, I will include it in a future episode. I say episode because there's only one left. David Price loses Game 1 of the World Series, giving up 7 hits, 4 earned, only 4 Ks. Top hitter was David Wright, 1 for 3. That's going to do it for me. Tomorrow is going to be the series finale of the Diamondbacks franchise. You'll see whether or not they were able to win back-to-back World Series or not. Later. Thanks for watching.